Hi, welcome to Pilates with Lou. The content in today's beginner mat class is taken from a pop-up Pilates class that I did on Saturday. Now, the reason why I've chosen to put this up today is because I thought that if you came on Saturday, you might want to revise the movements that we did. Also, if you're thinking about coming, but you really just weren't sure what to expect, whether it would be too much for you or not enough for you, I thought that this would be a good way to see what we did. And so the next time that I put a pop-up up, which will be very soon, that you'll be more empowered to join next time. So with that, let's get started. And all you're going to need for today's class is your mat. Okay, I hope you enjoy the class. Let's start today's class standing at the end of the mat. Let's raise our arms up in the air, take a breath in, and releasing back down. Let's bring some energy into the body and bring our arms down into 90 degrees, opening up through the chest. Back straight up in the air, and we're going to fold forwards now. So exhale and just hinging forward and stopping halfway down and bringing your arms behind you. Take a breath in and then raising back up. Let's do 3 more of those. Feeling that beautiful stretch at the backs of your legs. And staying down on the third, and let's pulse here for 6. And raise back up again. And this time we're going to fold all the way down to the mat. Bend the knees if you need to. And then walk your hands out. Place your knees down, stretching back into child's pose. One more into child's pose. Push up into downward dog here. Stretch back. Walk your feet 4 each side. And bend your knees. Stretching back here. Coming back down into quadruped. And then coming on to your bottom. Starting in the middle of the mat. Lengthen here. Take a breath in. And then let's place our hands behind our thighs. Let's get ready to make our way down to the mat. Inhale, open up your chest, and exhale, round your back here, round your spine. Warming up, we've really warmed up our spine with our roll downs, and continuing that warm up here in a sitting position. Inhale, opening up through the collarbones, opening our hearts, and let's lengthen our arms out and keep extending down here. Take a breath in halfway and slowly with control, roll those shoulders away, making our way down to the mat. You might need to move yourself a little bit to find the middle here. Now lengthen your arms. Walk your fingers down, make sure your heels are under your knees. Just take a breath in and exhale, relax your ribs, feel them knit together. Inhale, exhale, draw your navel in, lift your pelvic floor. One more. Inhale, exhale. And now let's go for some pelvic tilts. So inhale, tilting towards your heels. Exhale, pull your navel in and draw your pelvis towards your rib cage. So one more tilt. Inhale, exhale. This time, when we tilt towards our rib cage, we're going to lift our hips. Take a breath in at the top here, pressing evenly into our feet and our hands, and winding down vertebra by vertebra back to the mat. Relax your shoulders, relax your rib cage. Exhale, lifting up. Your chin off your chest, your knees parallel. Inhale at the top, raise your arms overhead. Press your hips a little bit higher if you can. Keep those ribs relaxed. And melting back down to the mat, vertebra by vertebra. One more. Putting it all together. Now let's bring your feet up into tabletop here, hands down on the mat. We're going to do some single leg toe taps. Your knees are over your hips. We're going to inhale, drop your left toe down and bring it back up to center using your core. Inhale to drop, exhale to draw that knee back in. That was my puppy snoring in the background. I'm not sure whether you heard that. I'm guessing that Daisy might make an appearance in this class. She's just lying back there for now. One more each side. Reaching that toe out to get the mat. Now let's bring our arms out to the side. Take a breath here as we drop our knees to the right side and extend the left leg when we get to the top. Inhale, go to the left. Feel that beautiful twist in our spine. Extend the right leg. When we get to our point of control, I'm not lifting too far off the mat. Keeping my knees glued together. Using my core to draw back to center. Inhale. Exhale to extend. Inhale to bring my feet back together. Exhale to come back to center. One more each side. Okay, bring your legs in if you need to and have a rock here. Extend your arms overhead, just to your ears. Keep your legs in a tabletop. Please feel free to place your feet down if it's too much on your core and your lower back. We're going to inhale and exhale. We're going to lift our head and our chest off the mat. Inhale at the top and exhale to come back down. Exhale, draw that navel into the mat. Lift your pelvic floor and down. Gluing your knees together. Lift. Hold at the top. Inhale, lift a little more. And down. And we're in the perfect position now to do the 100. So keep your legs where they are, or you can rest them on the floor if you need to at any time. Inhale. Can you lift a little higher before we start? Roll those shoulders away, looking between your thighs. Let's count for 5s. In for 5 and out for 5. In for 5 and out for 5. Pumping those hands, creating that beautiful energy, keeping that core tight. Feel like there's a corset tightening around your waist. If you feel like it, you can lengthen your arms here. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale. 2 more. Drop your feet down if you feel you have the energy, you have the bandwidth. And bring those knees in. Let's lengthen here, ready for roll up. Pressing your heels away from you, lengthening those arms. Take a breath in, raise your arms up, head, neck, chest, off the mat. That was a tough one for me. Reaching forward, dropping the crown of your head, lengthening up, opening out here, closing your arms, and drawing that lower back towards the mat, feet, hands reaching. Let's go for 2 more at your own pace. Exhale, coming up. Coming over your toes, reaching, pulling your navel back, creating that beautiful C curve. 1 more. Coming back down, articulating back down onto the mat. I'm going to move myself up a little bit, ready for hip circles. I'm going to walk my hands down onto the mat, raise my right leg to start, pointing my toe, flex my left foot. Gaze is upwards. Inhale. Drop my leg to the left, drawing a circle, coming back to the top. For one direction and then change to the other direction. We're keeping very stable in our hips, grounded in our hips, pressing into the mat for stability with our hands. Softening your shoulders. And lengthen that toe down. Raise your left foot up. Flex your right toes, your foot. And let's draw a big circle. As big as you can so that you can still have control. So my hips are stable. Pelvis is grounding into the mat. Small circles are still so fine. Whatever feels right for you today in this moment. And lengthen that toe down, back to the mat. Let's do a roll up to come up. And we're going to go into a sitting spine twist now. So if you need to bend your knees to create a straighter spine, please do that. Otherwise, have your legs straight, flexing your toes. Inhale to prepare and exhale to twist. Exhale, twisting from our core. Even though our arms are twisting, the movement is coming from our core. One more each side. Now let's bring our heels out to each side of the mat. We're going to go into the saw. Again, please bend your knees if you need to. Inhale to prepare, exhale to twist. Reaching opposite hand for opposite toe, turning up that hand, and up, back to center. Twist, reach, coming up, and back to center. One more each side. Drawing that navel in to get more length in your reach. And now let's have a stretch here. First stretch, let's place our hands behind our sit bones. Let's lever our body up. Release any tension here. One more, pressing up. And coming down. Now let's bend our legs towards the right. And we're going to just press our hips here. It's my left hip that's getting a really great stretch here, all through the front of my left thigh. Let's come up onto our right hand. Just increase that stretch a little bit. Breathing into it. It's a good one. And coming back down, other side. Pressing into that right hip there. Getting a lovely stretch to the front of our right thigh. Coming up onto our left hand. And coming down. Sitting to the middle of the mat. Bringing your right knee in. Lengthening your left. Slowly with control. Coming down onto the mat. Have your left hand underneath your knee. So we're ready for single leg stretch. How much control can you get? How slow can you come down? Not too slow for me today. Roll your shoulders down and away. Pulling in that right knee to your forehead, lengthening your left. And let's change. Let's go for 4 each side. Stay lifted, stay lengthened, really reaching through that hip joint. Pressing that toe as far away as you can. 2 legs in now, reaching your arms and legs. Double leg stretch, stay lifted, framing your biceps with your ears, or framing your ears with your biceps. It's the same thing. Coming up strong. Pressing that air away. 2 more. Lengthening your right leg. Hold behind your calf or your knee, whatever feels good. And let's change. Pulse, 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 pulse. Maybe one leg is easier to keep straightened. One more each side. Bring your knees down. Have a rock. And getting ready for some side work. So let's lengthen out. Let's go for a roll up. This could be the best of the day. Exhale, coming up. And then coming onto your side. Elbow under shoulder. Your bottom leg is bent. Top leg is straightened. Lifted in your side body. Activating all your obliques here. Lengthen long. Can you lengthen some more? And let's go for 5 pulses. Keep lengthened. And flex your foot to come around to the front and point to the back. finding length through the back of your knee to keep that leg straight. It's not easy. One more. Stay back. Let's pulse. 3, 2, 1. 3 circles in each direction. Gaze is down. And let's take a stretch. Drop that back leg down so my both legs are bent. And have a breath here. Have a stretch. Raise that arm. Breathe it in. That's a lot of work there on that top leg. And coming over to the other side. Elbow underneath your shoulder, lengthen that top leg long. Let's lengthen out through that hip as much as we can. Lift. And let's go for 5 pulses. Your navel pulled into your spine, activating your core. It's all coming from your center. Let's flex our foot, bring it to the front, and lengthen, pointing to the back. Inhale, exhale. Stay lengthened. Last one. 5 pulses at the back here. 3 circles each direction. And stretch. Drop that leg behind you. 2 bent legs now. Reach that arm overhead. Enjoy the stretch. Let's move on to our stomach now. Ready for some back extension. So place your hands underneath your shoulders. Lengthen your legs long, maybe hip width apart if that feels good for you today. Roll your shoulders away, head on your mat, forehead on your mat. Take an inhale, and on your exhale, you're going to raise your head, wind your head out. Exhale, wind it out, looking just in front of you, and then coming back down. Keep those shoulder blades pulling down. One more. Now let's place our legs together, arms long, and go into the dart. On the exhale, we're going to raise our hands, our feet, and our head. Exhale, raise it all up. Lengthen those arms long. And coming down, 2 more at your own pace. Pushing back into a child's pose. And sitting onto your mat now. We're on the home stretch. You're doing really well. Let's place our hands underneath our thighs and go into our tippy toes. Walk your toes back. Keep those shoulders pulling down. And coming up into a tabletop position, we're going to do some rocking in this position. If you feel like it, you can lengthen your legs long and rock holding your calves. I'm going to stay with my hands on my thighs today. Take an inhale. Let's drop our pelvis back, drop our tailbone onto the mat, rock with control and coming back. Trying to keep those legs raised. Two more. And now drop your toes down. Now let's place our forearms behind us. And we're going to do some corkscrew prep. If you want to stay with your legs bent in this position to do your circles, please do. Otherwise, lengthen out here to about 45 degrees. Notice that I'm lifted here, trying not to slouch. Stay lifted. Keep your core pulling in. We're going to inhale, come around, and exhale to close the circle. And then reverse the direction. Inhale, exhale. One more each side. We're also prepping for teaser. All this work we've done in the class. Balance, strengthening and lengthening. We're always working towards building strength, length, and building confidence to try the exercises that come towards the end of a class, which are usually a little bit more spicier. So let's go for the teaser here. So come back onto our tippy toes, hands behind our thighs. Let's lift up into tabletop and then take a breath in. Lengthen your arms long. If this is where you're at today, fantastic. Keep your shoulders down and take a breath. Stay with us. Lengthen your legs long if you can. Inhale. Let's go for 3 breaths. Bend your knees if you need to. And coming back onto your tippy toes. And that was amazing. Please try another one if you feel like you have the energy. Otherwise, we're going to go on to some more side work now. We're going to do some prep for side bending now. So we're going to have our right leg bent, left leg long, and we're going to press up and reach up into the air, looking down at our bottom hand. So let's go for 5 of these. Really pressing your hips forward each time that you come up. And now, if you feel like you have the energy, let's scoot your booty towards the end of the mat where your feet are. So my hands now on my arms on a diagonal now, and bring your elbow into your waist, and you're going to press your feet, press into your hand to raise yourself up, looking down at your hand. Let's go here. 4, 5. Please stay with just on your knee if this is too much for your shoulder today. And coming back down. And let's go into a mermaid now before we go to the other side. So bring your legs in together, holding onto your left ankle with your left hand, reaching up, dropping that opposite shoulder and looking down at your ankles, finding that stretch. And coming over to our other side. Let's lengthen our top leg long, bend our bottom leg. My hand is underneath my shoulder. And I'm going to raising up. I'm really just building strength and building that confidence in my shoulder, in my arm, in my body, that I'm ready and can do what's to come next. So really building momentum, aren't we? Which I'm a huge fan of, contrary to some in the Pilates community. And scoot your booty down. I think that undertaking anything challenging requires a little bit of momentum, a little bit of a kickstart in Pilates and in our life as well. 3 more. Maybe I did 4. And with that, we are done today. I hope you enjoyed the content from the weekend's pop-up. And if you're thinking about coming next time, please do. You are in safe hands. And thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.